Hey everybody, welcome back. James here with you again, and in this video I set out to see if I can get Crosman pellets to shoot just as good, if not better, than JSBs with a factory gauntlet. No barrel tuning, no nothing like that. Pretty much right out of the box how you would get it. Well, following up on the last video and previous videos, we know that JSB pellets are lubed and the Crosmans are harder lead, so if the Crosmans aren't lubed, they're going to smear in your barrel, causing inaccuracy and inconsistency in your groupings. So with JSB through the gauntlet, I found out that the pellet that all the promotional videos that everybody was shooting with the gauntlet before the gauntlet was even released to the public, they were using the Jumbo Express JSB 1435s. So I actually have the group here following up on the last videos of 45 yards. That's the best group I got with those pellets. So 0.277 of an inch, center to center, 5 shots at 45 yards. That's pretty good. The Crosmans with the lube barrel, again following up on the last videos, would only achieve about 5/16 of an inch, so I think 0.3125 of an inch at 45 yards. And we come to the conclusion, or I come to the conclusion while testing, telling you guys that lube pellets will outperform non-lube pellets. So, doing some more research, I wanted to figure out a way to make Crosman pellets shoot better, or like I said, pretty much match grade and either shooting just as good as JSB or better. And by doing that, like I said, basically looking up what keeps lead from smearing. Well, there's a few things you can prevent to do, prevent lead from doing that, and that's like I come to a bunch of bullet casting and mold channels because a lot of guys were getting their sprue plates were getting smeared with lead from the extra excess of the lead being poured into the mold, and their sprue plates was just smearing it. So taking information from their videos, I first clean the bore, making sure it was spotless. I've always, I've started doing that now, and making sure that my bore inside the barrel has a mirror finish all the way down, and that's to me what keeps the accuracy consistent. So after watching all those bullet mold and making videos that those guys were keeping their sprue plates clean on their molds, they used, and by far this is the best pellet lube I have ever found. And the reason why I lubed these pellets, because I want to make it a level playing field. You couldn't compare these just to these because they're not lubed. And I think a lot of people, consider these junk, which they do. I get comments all the time saying that Crosmans aren't good, JSB is ultimately better, and all this and that. And it's not because of that. It's because of how they're made and what material they're made from and all this and that. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the thing is, what it comes down to is how long it takes your barrel to lead up and cause inaccuracy, or it might be out of the bat that they start smearing in the bore, and JSBs don't because they're lubed. So I had to lube the pellets, and by far this is the best lube I've ever found for pellets. Full synthetic 2-cycle engine oil. That keeps the lead from smearing in the barrel. So let me show you what I did here. I got some foam padding from other pellet tins, and what I do is I take this engine oil and put a couple drops on the foam, and take my pellets here, just take a handful, so you can see these are real bland looking. I mean, they're not real reflective, kind of darkish, so that tells me they're not lubed, and my results show that. So take your pellets, set them on your foam padding or whatever you're going to do to roll them around. And what you do is just take your pellets and barely roll them on there. You just want a thin layer of oil on your pellets. So I'm going to compare and show you what this looks like. So you see how that's shiny? And that's kind of bland looking. See how the oil is more reflective than the non-oiled one? So that 2-cycle oil keeps the pellets from smearing in your bore. And holy crap. So results just speak for themselves. 45 yards. Here's 5 shots. I got that off camera. Got my sighter shot right there because I didn't know how they were going to shoot. So 5 shots right there. And comparing that to the JSBs, you can see that the 5-shot group literally was the same hole and half the size. Like, I think I measured it, it was like 0.15 of an inch center to center. That is nuts. So actually getting the group on camera, pretty much the same group here on camera. But I had a flyer that for some reason wanted to shoot out of the group. I think it was the 4th shot according to the video. But 4 out of the 5 shots went into the same hole, just like this one. For a Crosman 14.3 22 caliber pointed pellets, did they just shoot just as good or better than the JSBs? I mean, you guys be the judge of that. That is crazy. Why spend that much money on those when you can get these to shoot just as good with a $1.50 bottle of 2-cycle oil? Full synthetic. So if that isn't mind-blowing enough that Crosmans can shoot just as good as JSBs if you lube them and make it all a level playing field in the comparison. I achieved a group today, but I was out hunting this morning. I brought the gauntlet with me, and I had my lube pellets, and I just wanted to see. I had an itch that I had to scratch. There's a grain bin, an old salvage grain bin out in the middle of a field. It's not used anymore. And I had my truck parked at 100 yards with my rangefinder and shot off my toolbox with my tack driver bags. 5 shots, hit this grain bin. My point of aim was at the rivet at the top right of the picture I'm about to show you, and the 5 shots landed, I think about 14 inches or so. So what that means is, yeah, the dome pellets might have a little bit better ballistic coefficient, but that doesn't matter. I mean, you got to see this group. This group is so small. I mean, it's probably one of the best 100-yard groups I've gotten with the gauntlet. I mean, it's less than 3/4 of an inch center to center factory. That is nuts. So I'm going to be doing the Pyramid Air Brawler Challenge, Backyard Brawler, but I'm going to be doing it with these pointed pellets just to do it at 100 yards, because it is insane. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's mind-blowing that I got these pellets to shoot that good. And like I said, you know, if it's a level playing field, there should be no difference. So, and I proved that in, you know, my last video on the main channel about the Ruger 1022. You know, same bore diameter as a heavy barrel, same groove diameter. You know, the only truly difference was the weight of the barrels, and you guys seen it if you didn't watch it. 22 LR, no difference at 45 yards. Actually, it shot just a hair better than my heavy barrel gun, so or heavy barrel configuration. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to share this finding with you, and you know, it's hard for me to believe anything anybody says anymore without me actually testing it, because I mean, you guys seen the capabilities. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And going on that tangent, I don't know if you guys follow Extreme Bentrest. I get challenged all the time because I'm always wrong. You know, I must be a threat to a lot of people or something, but I'm always wrong. And kind of find out, guess what won Extreme Bentrest this year? A fully rifled barrel. And not only that, it was a 22 caliber. So I'm going to be rubbing that kind of in people's faces on the Pyramid Brawler video. And I don't want to come off like, you know, I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. But, you know, it's awful funny. My airgun videos have been awful silent lately, and I started looking up at the Extreme Bentrest results. And that just proved all my points right there. I don't even have to go, and somebody already proved it for me. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you on that note. I appreciate you watching. And like I said, if you've been following the videos so far, you know, bore brush, clean the barrel, make sure it's a mirror finish. Lube your pellets, just get a thin layer of film of oil on them. That's all you really need. I messed around with, you know, drowning the pellets, or, you know, putting a lot of lube on them. Didn't make any sense. They didn't shoot very good. All it needs is just a thin layer, and you're good to go. Oh, and talking about consistency, everybody's going to say something about that, you know, these pellets are more consistent. I grabbed 10 random pellets of the Crosman pointed, and, you know, they're less expensive than any other pellet Crosman pretty much offers. I mean, Crosman pointed and hollow points are probably the least expensive. I just grabbed 10 random pellets, and according to my reload, they weighed, my scale, according to my reloading scale, they weighed 14.3 grain, every one of them, every 10 of them on the dot. So, I mean, 10 random pellets out of the 10, and they weigh the same. I mean, that just tells you right there. I mean, if you can get them to shoot good, you can get them to shoot good. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you, and I appreciate you watching as always. And, you know, just results to me finding this out with the 2-cycle oil, and it's that cheap. I mean, you can get this for like $1.50 or so, and it's everywhere. I know a lot of people had trouble finding the graphite powder and silicone spray, so there you go, guys. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.